Hello again, as always, it is me, Indah Malindasari from ONEderland Consulting. I have over 10 years experience as a migration agent and was once a migrant myself, which gives me a unique insight into the process. Please like this video and click subscribe to get all the best Australian immigration content and updates. Today, we're going to be going through the ins and outs of the subclass 190 skilled nomination visa. What the requirements are for applying, what the steps are leading up to lodging your application, and what the benefit of this visa are to you. These are highly sought after visa similar to the subclass 189 independent visa. In that, once granted, you will be instantly given permanent resident status. Later on in the video, we'll be going through the difference in these two visas. For now, however, let's start with the application process for the subclass 190 visa. The very step is making sure your occupation is on the relevant occupation list for the 190 visa. Occupation for the subclass 190 are on both medium long-term skilled shortage visa and the short-term skilled occupation list. Note that as the 190 is a state nomination, you must also ensure it is also listed on the relevant state occupation list. Once you have found your occupation on the relevant state and territory skilled occupation list or a closely related job title related to your experience, then the next step is to undergo a skill assessment through the assessing authority for your occupation. We have previously made a video regarding the step-by-step process for the skills assessment, and we have put the link for the video in the description. In summary, the skills assessment is just for the governing bodies to know that your skills and experience are up to the Australian standard. Your skills assessment will generally be valid for 3 years. The next step, once you have completed your skill assessment, after you have obtained your English test result, is to submit your expression of interest or EOI. In your EOI, you should provide all the relevant evidence and documentation of your points total. This will include evidence of your skilled work experience, whether overseas or in Australia. Proof of your level of the English language, such as your IELTS or PTE test results, evidence of your education qualifications, particularly if you have completed any courses in Australia, your partner, level of English at any skills, your positive skill assessment, any specialist education, professional year in Australia if you have participated, and accredited community language evidence. You do not need to include all of the documents listed. It is simply that these are all various forms of evidence that you can claim points with. The minimum number of points needed is 65, so that's a pass mark. However, the more points you can claim, the better it will be for your chances of being invited. Since this is a state nomination-based visa, you will need to include on your EOI which state and territory you intend to work in. You will have to ensure your nominated occupation is on that particular state occupation list, and if that state is currently a shortage of workers in that nominated occupation, then the state may nominate you to fill this role. Every state has a different requirements nomination. So make sure that for whichever state you are interested in applying, make sure you also meet the state level requirements. Note as well that some states or territories will require a separate application after submitting the EOI. These separate requirements may include things such as resident requirement, meaning you have lived and work in that state for a specific amount of time before you apply for the visa. There are states that will require you to submit a registration of interest or ROI. for their nomination for the 190 visa, like Victoria and ACT in the Canberra matrix. But some other states like New South Wales do not accept applications and will contact you directly when you should apply for the invitation. So now you've had your skill assessment done. You've submitted your EOI and you received your state nomination. What now? Well, once you receive the nomination from the state or territory, then it's time to submit your application. When you receive the state nomination, then you will have 60 days to lodge the application for the state nomination, the subclass 190 visa. You will still need to submit similar documents along with your application that you submitted with your skill assessment and EOI. Once the visa granted, then you gain permanent resident in Australia, which will give you access to the Medicare, give you the ability to sponsor eligible family members for visa and the right to study. You may also include eligible immediate family members in your application for the 190 visa. As we said at the beginning of the video, the 190 visa is one of the most desired working visa because it grants you a PR, as does the subclass 189, the skilled independent visa. We often get asked about the difference between these two visas, as on the surface they seem very similar. The principal difference between the subclass 189 and 190 visa is the requirement for state and territory sponsorship. This is only required for the 190 visa, and the effect of this is, as we mentioned earlier, is you will have to meet the requirements of the state or territory that you are applying to. In contrast, the 189 visa has no requirement for state sponsorship, meaning may live and work permanently anywhere in Australia after getting your invitation from the federal government. We have previously made an in-depth video explaining the 189 visa. You can find the link into the video in the description to get more detailed explanation of the difference between these two visas. If you're still confused about what the difference is between the 189 and 190 visa, and you're not sure which skilled visa will be best suited for you, then feel free to get in touch with us for an assessment on your eligibility or book a consultation to discuss your pathway options. Well, that's all for our walkthrough of the subclass 190 visa process. As you can see, the process can be very complicated and detailed, from ensuring you've met the points, requirements, gotten a positive assessment, submitting the EOI, and finally, the application itself. So if you need assistance with your visa issue, whether you just need some advice or want us to organize and submit all the applications, you can find our contact details in the description of this video and in the comments. So feel free to send an email or call with an inquiry, and our advisors will be there for all your visa needs. ONEderland Consulting is here to help you. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more content and all the latest immigration and visa updates.